And welcome back to Oakbank, the coverage of the big one, the running of the 1993 Foodland Great Eastern Steeplechase. And Ray, how would you compare this year's field to previous ones?
Well, KG, it's not as good a class field as some of those in the past.
No.
Horses like Vernay and the Champ and Kurashali and Blue Gum. They're very even, though. They're very tough sort of horses. A bit steady as far as speed goes, but, well, I think it's very even. It's probably one of the hardest Great Easterns I've ever seen.
Well, Ray, how do you see the chances in the event?
Well, I thought the Tassie Trader had a good chance. He's a bit like you and me, an old warrior.
You speak for yourself, Raymond, thank you.
Yeah, I've fallen over a few logs myself.
So they tell me, yeah.
But I think that he's a good chance. I think the Teen Wolf's got a show, but looking at them, others you've got to consider a Straight and True. Come on, Manuel, he looks terrific.
He does look good, doesn't he?
And Blanc Cheval. I think it's one of those five.
One of the, of course, the big thing to keep in mind, Ray, is the fact that Team Wolf and the Come On Manuel will get the distance.
Yeah, no doubt about Come On Manuel. I think if I had to go for it, it would be Straight and True to beat Come On Manuel. OK, I'll go for Team Wolf as we take you back for Starters and Riders.
Thanks very much, boys, and hopefully you've provided a winner there. And a few scratchings, great disappointment for all horse lovers, the fact that Vinciamo, Flash Fighter and Sir Cheviot, and also Liftoff, which put in a big performance on Saturday, won't be running, Torrey.
Well, it did put in a big performance. No good dwelling on it, I guess. I thought it was in with a big chance, however, but depends on how Straight and True has pulled up after Saturday. It was a good run. It was just in behind the place getters. Had won a trial last Monday and also its previous start at Murray Bridge, which was the Grand National. So I thought it had a good chance. I haven't written off Tough Judge though, Kim. Your pick on Saturday. It went out like an Oakley plater and it just treated those steeples with contempt. But I think if it can be settled today, it probably needed the run. It was its first over the sticks this time in. And I think if it can be settled today, I think it's in with a real good chance.
Yeah, no question of that. Raced a little fiercely on Saturday. Well, let's go back to a man now that's fiddled with many things during his life and he's now giving the old bookies board a bit of a tweak. Wayne Phillips.
Thanks, Kimbo. Yes, we'll look at the ones that are in the market, I think. Straight and True's at 3 to 1, Highland Caper at 25s. Touch Judge represents pretty good value there at 9 to 1 with the tote. Amritsar is at 16s and Come On Manuel, once again, good value at 6 to 1. Astro Mancer at 12s. Write Your Own Ticket about some on their right-hand side. Empty Flagon at 25. Team Wolf, good value, 7 to 1. Tassie Trader up the board we go at 8 to 1. Malingo at 6s and Blanc Cheval at 25s. Back to you, Kim.
Well, Wayne, while you're still there, what about a selection? I know you fancy the nags.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan. I like Straight and True. I think it's had a pretty good... It was very disappointing that it didn't make the grade last time, but I think you might find that'll run pretty well.
Flipper, has there been any money for Come On Manuel?
Has there been some money? I only just finished out paying out Wild Vision 2 minutes ago, so it's been pretty hard yakka, but yeah, they've knocked me off the stand, so I'm keeping Come On Manuel pretty safe.
Well, there'll be plenty of Coke bottles and cans around the course later. You can have a bit of a reconnoitre.
We'll do our best.
I wouldn't be surprised if the shoes are gone already, Torrey. We're only getting the top half.
No shirt later.
Well, the horses are entering the barrier now, and as we see number 12 going into his stall there, and that is Hobick. And also, just quickly giving my selections, and I should give Ronnie Paps, not Ronnie Paps, I should say Kevin Sattler. He likes Straight and True. It's his best each way, so 3 to 1, that's still each way value.
Almost set.
And they're nearly ready to go. I like 8 from 19 and 13. That's Come On Manuel, Teen Wolf and Malingo.
Well, I'll go for Come On Manuel as well. I think it'll beat Touch Judge and Teen Wolf.
OK, they're all in. Come On Manuel, and let's go to Ron Paps.
Join us now for the mighty South Aussies Foodland Great Eastern Steeplechase of 1993. The one we've been waiting for. There's the light. And they're off. They're away in the steeple. It was a good start to an Empty Flag and one of the best out. Team Wolf, Blanc Cheval, Prince Shakespeare all jumped away nicely. So did Highland Caper, is mustering speed to go up and join the leaders with Come On Manuel. They clear the first fence, all standing. Back behind those West Coast Gambler, followed then by Straight and True. Around the outside, Amritsar. Going in the centre, Touch Judge, who settled better today early. Larenton further back over the next fence, followed back behind them by Malingo, getting back, and so to Astromancer. As they draw to the Shillabere Road jump, back in behind those, Larenton out deep. In behind those Tassie Traders, got a long way back with Hobick and Cuban Legends, one of the last. Malingo's about 5th last as they work along to the fallen log the first time. And here the leader going along with a nice even bat Empty Flag, and the old timer led over the log by about a length. In second placing, 2 lengths away now, losing a little bit of ground as they cleared the log, Prince Shakespeare, as they draw to the next steeple. A couple away then, Teen Wolf running a nice forward race in the early stages from Touch Judge, who clipped that. In behind those then came 5th placing West West Coast Gambler, with another one going around him on the outside, Highland Caper, and then a couple to come on Manuel. It didn't jump that too well. Going around him straight and true with Blancheval the centre. Further back then Astromancer, and also then Amritsar, followed by Laurentin. Further back in the field Malingo as they come to the first of the double, and Empty Flag and cleared it well clear. He runs to the second of the double. He's 6 in front in the early stages from Prince Shakespeare. Teen Wolf, Touch Judge, zipped up on the inside on landing. About 4 lengths Highland Caper and the stablemate West Coast Gambler. 2 or 3 lengths away behind them straight and true, and over on the inside Blancheval, 3 to Amritsar on the inside. Next over on the outside Astromancer as they clear the one fence in the straight. Back behind them come on Manuel, who hasn't jumped too flash. Over on the outside Laurentin is very deep. Tassie Trader is sneaking up into it. I'll tell you what, 2 laps from home, he's travelling as well as anything, Tassie Trader. He's dead set got his head on his chest. In behind them come on Manuel with Cuban Legend, and last 3 away to Hobick. Out of the straight they go, an Empty Flag and led by 2 lengths. 2 in second placing Prince Shakespeare. Teen Wolf's running a lovely race third. Touch Judge, the New Zealander. He's sitting there poised like a sniper in the tree fourth. About 4 lengths further back to Highland Caper. 2 lengths away as they go to what was the first jump in the race, the first lap. Oh, Touch Judge made a mess of it. He didn't respect it at all. Highland Caper and West Coast Gambler next. Blancheval over on the outside of those is Straight and True, who's starting to work into it attractively from Astromancer. And then came on the outside Tassie Trader, who let go over that one. Further back Laurentin. With those came Malingo making ground from Astromancer, from Amritsar rather. Then Cuban Legend, followed by Come On Manuel, who's got a mile back out of ground, and 3 to Hobick. Into the back paddock they head again, and they go to the fallen log once more, and old Empty Flagon's running a cheeky race in this second round. He's a length to Prince Shakespeare, third 2 away, Touch Judge recovering. A length and a half to Teen Wolf fourth, and then came over on the inside Little Blancheval the pony. Going up on his outside there is Highland Caper. 3 or 4 lengths as they go over another fence behind those. Then came Straight and True. They were followed by West Coast Gambler. Then came Astromancer, Loretta as they clear the last along the back in the second round. Cuban Legend followed then by Come On Manuel, getting a wriggle on, but he needs to. Amritsar gave ground. Going past him there was Malingo, who's third last, and 3 away last of all, still at the tail of the field Hobick. Over the first of the double, downhill in the charge again, and clearing that fence the old timer Empty Flagon. He got over the second of the double. He treated it beautifully. Cleared it 3 in front. Touch Judge has made ground on the flat to get up on his inside. He's pushing his way through. They brush. In behind those Prince Shakespeare as Touch Judge goes to the leader. Further back then came Blancheval as they come towards the end of the second round. Then Teen Wolf followed further back by Highland Caper. Then came Tassie Trader. It's been a magnificent spectacle. Up on the inside of horses, Straight and True, saving every inch of ground. Astromancer tracks him through. West Coast Gambler feeling the pinch. So is Laurentin, hard ridden. Well back then, 4 or 5 away. Come On Manuel, not doing enough at the moment with 1 round to go. And 3 or 4 lengths away behind those Malingo. He'll need to get a go on. 3 lengths to Hobick, and last of all Amritsar, who's showing no zest at all. Up the rise, heading to what was this first fence in the race. This is the 3rd time round. And Touch Judge the Grey got over it. A length and a half to 2 clear. In second placing over on the outside, going up quickly Highland Caper. With them Teen Wolf, Straight and True, still saving ground on the inside. Has he got George Moore's whistle, I wonder? Behind them Empty Flagon, who's run his race. He's drifting back. Going past him Tassie Trader. He's still travelling beautifully. 3 lengths Laurentin, followed by Astromancer, improving as they go over the Shillery Road jump. Prince Shakespeare made a mess of it. He's going to be pulled up now. And as they work towards the log, Malingo, well, he'd have to be a super chaser to win from there. West Coast Gambler, Come On Manuel, they're all tired. Hobick further back. Blancheval, Prince Shakespeare pulled up, and Amritsar all but. They've cleared the log the last time. Working to the next fence, the Grey, the New Zealander, Touch Judge, 3 lengths Highland Caper, 2 away Straight and True. Tassie Trader's always been the one in the run. Touch Judge made a mess of that. Tassie Trader lost the rider. Well, he went from boiled lollies to hundreds and thousands. The rider's on his feet, I think, and the horse is quite okay. He's heading up to the car park. Downhill they come. 3 more fences to go. John Wheeler, he'd be watching this on Sky Channel in Sydney after the big win of Viander Cross. Can he make it a Herculean double and take out the Foodland Great Eastern? He's got 2 more fences to go. The Grey Touch Judge, he's well clear. 6 in front of Highland Caper. He's over the second last. 3rd placing then came Straight and True, and further back behind them Teen Wolf. A long break Empty Flagon, and then came Amritsar. Then Come On Manuel, Hobick and Malingo, who couldn't win. Here's the last. Touch Judge for John Wheeler. A big New Zealand double coming up. Oh, he stumbled badly on landing. John Wheeler, I'm sure, took a huge sigh of relief when he stood up though in Sydney, and he's going to come home with a great double today. The big win of Viander Cross in New South Wales, and now Touch Judge doing it all for him here. A gallant victory, the Grey. Don't they love the Greys? He goes home, Touch Judge, to score by 17 lengths. Second Highland Caper, a great run. Third straight and true, part owned by John Wheeler. It's Wheeler's Wheelie Deep Day.
Well, that is amazing, Torrey, and we mentioned on Saturday that he looked okay, but he raced a little fiercely, but today relaxed a lot better.
Well, they gave him a great hit out on Saturday, and he was cherry ripe for today, obviously, but I'd like to get hold of some of the glue that jockey, Bryce Revel, uses. He just stayed in there, I don't never know how, and going up towards the fallen log the last time, how he stayed in the saddle is a miracle, and I think the owners should just go straight to the bank and give the full check straight to the jockey for staying in, I reckon. Fabulous performance by him and a fabulous performance by the horse.
It was, and we're pleased to say it looked like only one horse went down and nobody's been injured. It was a marvellous race, and that truly was a spectacle. Unofficial placings are 6, 5 and 4. We'll be back soon talking to some very happy people.
That's Australia's funniest home video show, 7:30 Tuesdays on the 9 Network.
Get your mind racing, get your pulse thumping, get your body shaking, and get your heart pumping. Get it, go out and get it, get a piece of the action at the TAB. Get it, go out and get it, get a piece of the action at the TAB.
There are all sorts of claims being made about light beers these days. So what's so special about Foster's Special?
The Lincraft Easter Extravaganza starts tomorrow. Save up to 50% on selected fabric, haberdashery, patterns and craft. But only while stocks last.
Oh, I've been up to Cunningham's Warehouse, yes sir.
Electronic organ with 10 programs and auto playback, $16.99. Digital stopwatch slashed to $4.99. International mini hi-fi speakers, what a bargain, $2. Spiral music books or duplicate receipt books, any 4 for $1. Manila envelopes, large range, packs 25 or 50, 50 cents a pack. Big box of rubber bands, 50 cents a box. Invisible tape, 3 rolls for $1. And now open at Wingfield, 152 Francis Road.
Cunningham's Warehouse, yes sir.
You're in good hands when it comes to quality. Check it, double check it, don't you know? You're in good hands when it comes to cutting prices. We keep them low. Quality guarantee, you got it. We stand behind every product. For peace of mind, every time. You'll find you're in good hands at Chandler's. You're in good hands at Chandler's. Check it out at Chandler's. Electric appliance stores.
8 o'clock Tuesday, they see it, they hear it.
The late Bobby Rivers.
I think I'm dead, man. And you won't believe it.
A desperate grab for money.
When special guest Ray Martin asks...
Do you prefer Bobby Rivers dead?
All together now, Tuesday on 9.
Welcome back. Well, you've just witnessed the 117th running of the Great Eastern Steeple, and surely that must have been one of the best, Torrey. That was just marvellous.
It was a fantastic race, simply by virtue of the fact that there was only one casualty and no one was hurt. I thought we were going to break the all-time record and every horse get around. That would have been wonderful, actually. But what a fantastic performance by that little horse. This jockey has all but come out of the saddle with, just as they were going up to the fallen log the last time around. I think we've got a view of it here. Watch him in front. He approaches it. He's one of these horses that shows no respect for his jumps. Over he goes. Now watch the jockey closely. How he got his leg back over. There's no legs over the horse. He's got his leg back over there and he's back in. And that sort of thing does take a lot out of a horse. Well, he's got to be a tough little customer. And here he is coming to the second last, and he's done it again. He's thrown his legs everywhere, and the horse has nearly gone down, and he's had the cheek to have a look around to see where the opposition is. The horse's ears are pricked, the jockeys probably are too, and away he's gone to win the race. Well, he's got to be the toughest little customer you've ever seen.
And let's not forget that this horse, ridden by Bryce Revel and trained by Johnny Wheeler of the Andercross fame, is only a 5-year-old gelding, and I would say it's going to have an enormous future in the jumps game. The unofficial placings, well, the official placings now are 6 Touch Judge, number 5 Highland Caper, and number 4 Straight and True. And with a race run so cleanly, pretty hard to find any bad luck stories.
No, there were no hard luck stories. The winner was just too good. The second horse, a South Australian, of course. We have to go back to Brown Cast to get the other South Australian in 1989. And then 20 years ago this year was the Scent, before previously
trained
a South
by
Australian.
Vern Retzky.
Yeah, trained by Vern, who's still around, still up at Oakbank the other day and still loving his
I think
jumping.
he's still training a horse too. I'm sure he had one going around today in one of the races. I'd have to check it out. We may update you on that later, but I'm pretty sure that Vern had something running today. Anyway, it's time now to go back to Oakbank, and KG is having a chat to the jockey, Bryce Revel.
Thanks very much, Kim. Welcome back to Oakbank. I have a very happy man with me now, Bryce Revel, the man who rode the winner of the Great Eastern Steeplechase. Bryce, congratulations, and tell me, how did you stay on the horse the second time around?
I don't know how I stayed on. He punched it and he sort of punched me out. And he saddles rolled a little bit. And I thought, I've gone. I've just swung one arm around him, just hung on, and he's run back under me.
It was an unbelievable performance. Now, what about jumping the last? I thought momentarily after jumping the last, you were going to lose your lollies as well.
No, I was happy at the last. We caught it wrong. I've left him alone. Like he's ploughed for a little bit, but always going to stand up.
Well, Bryce, riding at Oakbank, you're almost exhausted. How have you found riding down this Hills course here?
Lovely course. Lovely. Lovely place, lovely crowd, and I'll be back next year.
Right now, at what stage of the adventure did you feel you had it won?
Well, I had it run when I heard the commentator say one had fallen, and I had it won. There's about 400 to run. So I've had a look to make sure. I just cuddled them up as much as I could.
Terrific. Well, Bryce, congratulations. Great ride, and well done, Bryce.
Thank you very much.
Back to the boys in the studio. Well done, Bryce.
Thanks, Ken. That's a top haircut too, and what a marvellous ride. That was incredible. I like the way he described it. He came off the horse and the horse ran back underneath him. I think that's a classic comment. OK, we'll be back with more in a moment, including the presentation.
Thursday night, it begins. Jane Seymour in an outstanding television first.
No one around here's ever heard of a lady doctor.
Dr. Quinn, medicine woman. She brought hope.
If you're going to survive, you better make it on your own.
To a time of desperation.
Ladies ain't allowed.
I'm not a lady. I'm a doctor.
Life.
Don't want no woman, doctor.
To the West's unforgiven past.
Thank you.
Thursday, 8:30, the movie-length premiere, Dr. Quinn, medicine woman, on 9.
There are a lot of colourful claims being made by light beers these days. So what's so special about Foster's Special?
Win one of 3 fantastic Ford Festivas in the Telethon 3 car lottery, proudly supported by authorised Ford dealers of South Australia. Festiva gets you from A to B with everything from A to Z, including excellent economy, spacious interior, many standard features and exceptional value. $2 tickets available from Rocker Brothers, Chemmart Chemists, Ford dealers and messenger newspapers. 1, 2, 3 Ford Festivas to be won. All proceeds to Telethon charities.
At the New Venture Super Savings Sale, these beautiful decorated quilt covers in 50/50 polyester cotton are just $19.
$19 for queen size too?
That's right, all sizes just $19. Famous Dickies bath towels are $7.50, save over $5.
Wow!
Classic box pleat skirts in 5 fashion colours reduced to $29.
How much?
Just $29.
$29?
And there's even more super savings in the new catalogue. Sale starts tomorrow. The New Venture.
Now that's smarter shopping.
Ever played basketball without any air in the ball?
It doesn't bounce.
Right, and that's how you could feel in the morning if you don't have your breakfast. You can lose your bounce and start feeling flat and droopy. Each morning, fill up on a complete breakfast of cereal, milk, toast, fruit and juice. Because if you start the day with a nutritious breakfast, you're giving it your best shot.
This breakfast message was brought to you by Kellogg's in the interest of good health and nutrition.
The Lincraft Easter Extravaganza starts tomorrow. Save up to 50% on selected fabric, haberdashery, patterns and craft. But only while stocks last.
Welcome back. Well, that race was just fantastic to watch. It was an absolute treat for all horse enthusiasts. So let's go back and take a look at the final lap once more.
Tracks him through. West Coast Gambler feeling the pinch. So is Laurent and Hard Ridden. Well back then, 4 or 5 away. Come on, Manuel, not doing enough at the moment with 1 round to go. And 3 or 4 lengths away behind those, Malinga. He'll need to get a go on. 3 lengths to Hobick, and last of all, Amritsar, who's showing no zest at all. Up the rise, heading to what was this first fence in the race. This is the 3rd time round. And Touch Judge the Grey got over it. 1.5 lengths to 2 clear. In second placing over on the outside, going up quickly, Highland Caper. With them, Teen Wolf, straight and true, still saving ground on the inside. Has he got George Moore's whistle, I wonder? Behind them, Empty Flagon, who's run his race. He's drifting back. Going past him, Tassie's Trader. He's still travelling beautifully. 3 lengths, Laurentin, followed by Astromancer, improving as they go over the Shillery Road jump. Prince Shakespeare made a mess of it. He's going to be pulled up now. And as they work towards the log, Malingo, well, he'd have to be a super chaser to win from there. West Coast Gambler, come on, Manuel, they're all tired. Hobick further back, Blancheval, Shinks, Prince Shakespeare pulled up, and Amritsar all but. They've cleared the log the last time. Working to the next fence, the Grey, the New Zealander, Touch Judge, 3 lengths, Highland Caper, 2 away, straight and true. Tassie Trader's always been the one in the run. Touch Judge made a mess of that. Tassie Trader lost the rider. Well, he went from boiled lollies to hundreds and thousands. The rider's on his feet, I think, and the horse is quite okay. He's heading out into the car park. Downhill they come. 3 more fences to go. John Wheeler, he'd be watching this on Sky Channel in Sydney after the big win of Viander Cross. Can he make it a Herculean double and take out the Foodland Great Eastern? He's got 2 more fences to go. The Grey Touch Judge, he's well clear. 6 in front of Highland Caper. He's over the second last. 3rd placing then came Straight and True, and further back behind them, Teen Wolf, a long break, Empty Flagon, and then came Amritsar. Then come on, Manuel, Hobick and Malinga, who couldn't win. Here's the last, Touch Judge for John Wheeler. A big New Zealand double coming up. Oh, he stumbled badly on landing. John Wheeler, I'm sure, took a huge sigh of relief when he stood up, though, in Sydney, and he's going to come home with a great double today. The big win of Viander Cross in New South Wales, and now Touch Judge doing it all for him here. A gallant victory, the Grey. Don't they love the Greys?
Especially when you back them, Torrey.
Yeah, well, that's right. It makes a bit of a difference.
And Touch Judge played very well. $4.30 for the win and $1.55 for the place. Number 5, Highland Caper, in second placing. It paid $3.45, and number 4, the favourite, Straight and True, paid 90 cents for the place. A Quinella of $92.10, a trifecta of $448.15, and the pick 4, well, it looks like somebody has been very fortunate and very skillful to select the numbers 6, 5, 4 and 19, 19 being Teen Wolf, and that paid an enormous amount as we now take a look at the presentation of the Great Eastern Trophy. An exciting time for everyone concerned.
Well, there's the chairman of the club, John Glatz, in the background there. He went very close to, with the goatee beard, he went very close to having to present the trophy to himself because he trained the 3rd horse, and it was a good performance. Another New Zealander, formerly trained by John Wheeler as well. So, in effect, they've run 1st and 3rd in the race, the same group of people. Yeah,
it's a great hobby, horse racing. Whether you're in a large syndicate, it is something that's available to everyone. People talk about the expense, and it's not cheap, but the amount of syndicates that are formed now, and it's just the social event that can give just as much enjoyment as the actual winning and the winning of money.
Well, you're quite right. Syndication is the way to go. If you're a 6 share in a horse and you break square at the end of its career, I think you've probably had a lot of fun with it and good times. You've formed an association with your partners and enough money to go on to the next one, and I think that's really, if people look at it that way, whatever they win beyond that is a bonus.
Well, Touch Judge has 5 owners: N. Wolf, B. Mason, G. Pratt, R. Dixon and S.R. Wheeler, and is trained by J.R. Wheeler. And there is the magnificent beast there, only a 5-year-old, and that horse has an enormous future, or gelding, I should say.
Well, he has an enormous future, and looking at him in that replay, when he learns to actually jump, because he shows no respect for the steeples whatsoever, if they can get him to jump properly, he could win anything.
Yep, I think he's got a big future. Well, as a major racecourse complex in the Adelaide Hills, Oakbank has been a victim of the elements. Last year's monsoonal weather caused enormous damage to the old course, presenting the Oakbank Committee with another headache during an already troubled period for South Australian racing. Torrey Osborne reports.
August 1992 saw the worst flooding in the Adelaide Hills in living memory. Old-timers at Oakbank had never seen the water level so high. Heavy damage was widespread, and the Oakbank racecourse was one of the biggest victims. Today's race crowd, however, will notice only improvements to the course. Oakbank Chairman John Glatz.
Well, I arrived here at about 7 o'clock that morning. I thought there's not much of the race course left, but in money-wise, about probably $600,000 worth.
Well, what attitude did the committee take to it?
Well, the first thing we did was on a Sunday morning. We had trucks in and our sand track was open on the Tuesday morning. We put something like 500 tonne of shell grit back on the sand track, and the trainers obviously were then able to continue training. And then it was just a matter of discussing all aspects of it with the insurance company. And I must admit they've been very good. The assessor's been terrific.
Well, where did the money come from? It must have been a burden financially to you.
Luckily, we had done our homework. We had the whole place revalued some 3 years ago, and everything was insured to its fullest value for replacement value. So we did not have to go to either the government or the RDB seeking funds to replace any of the damage.
So it hasn't cost the racing industry outside any money at all?
No, it's obviously cost us some money because we have made a few alterations on the way, just improvements, but and we're also, most of the buildings here are classified by the National Trust, so that usually involves a bit of extra expense replacing them the same as they were.
Well, I guess it gave you an opportunity to upgrade in certain areas, but as usual, it seems as if you've put the public first.
Well, Oakbank always does.
Well, by sheer weight of numbers, John, the politicians, the man in the street, the candlestick maker, they all stand up and notice Oakbank. Why is it then that the Oakbank Racing Club is not represented on the controlling body of racing in this state?
I'm not sure. Obviously racing has changed. The development of racing has changed over the years from going from virtually a gentleman's sport being run by the establishment to a multi-million-dollar industry, and I think possibly it's time that the whole control of racing should be looked at again. I mean, it is a very big business, and hopefully Oakbank one day may be represented on the controlling body.
John, in 1975, the Von Duser Steeplechase was deleted from the program when only 3 horses accepted. And yet 17 years later, you've found need to divide the race because of heavy acceptances. And this year the nominations are such that you're faced with the same happy problem. What caused the change around, the turnaround?
Well, firstly, back in 75, jumping was on perhaps a bit of a low ebb. A lot of this was brought about by clubs not recognising the value of jumping as far as promotion goes and actually getting people to the races.
Mm-hmm.
They suddenly thought that we don't need to put on special events to get people to attend. And it was only hard work by a lot of people back in those days that suddenly got jumping up and going again, so much so that in Victoria and South Australia, jumping forms an integral part of winter racing.
Sure, well, I noticed that there's only one race on the Victorian Racing Calendar program. I think it's at Moe this week, because they're all here.
Well, you know, that's great.
Yeah, I think it is, and it's congratulations to you and the club, and I hope everything works well, and congratulations also on the way you've brought the track back to what it is.
Thank you, Tyrone. I just hope people in South Australia continue to support Oakbank and interstate. I mean, it's an interesting fact that our new membership numbers over the last 3 years, probably a third of them are now coming from interstate.
Is that right?
We're getting
that's fabulous.
Lots of interstate people coming to Oakbank now.
Well, that is excellent. Thanks very much, John.
Thank you, Tyrone.